Hey YouTube, it's Elizabeth Finding Elizabeth, and today is October 7th, 2014, and I'm here for my week 25 post-op VSG update. And I always start these videos off exactly the same, but that may be annoying, but whatever, it's how I can remember it. So stats first, I started my process of weight loss surgery in January 2014 at Kaiser in Orange County, and they require a 3-month series of classes and that you lose 10% of your body weight prior to surgery. So when I started the process in January, I was at my highest weight, which was 402 pounds. When I had surgery on April 14th, 2014, I weighed 360.6 pounds. I just barely made that 10%. Of course, on the last day of class, they told us, oh yeah, we don't do that anymore. You can go ahead and have surgery even though you didn't lose the 10%. But whatever. I did anyway. I'm glad I did. Last week, I weighed 267.6, and this week, I weighed 264.4. So that's a 3.2 pound loss since last week, a 96.2 loss since surgery, and a 137.6 pound loss since January of 2014. So I think my last couple of weeks weigh-ins have been funky. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, you know I have the Miracle Scale. I stepped on it one day. My weights have been weird since I came back from New York. I weighed in the afternoon on the day I got back, which usually I always retain water when I fly, and it said I had lost like almost 5 pounds from the week before. So I should have known that it was time to replace the batteries, but then it shot up for like a 4-pound gain last week, and now it's down 3.2. But one day last week I stepped on the scale, and it said that I had lost 25 pounds since the day before. And you know what was funny is like I've gone through so many like decades of numbers since I had surgery that I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute. That can't be right. Is that right? Where am I? How much do I weigh? Anyway, got new batteries, and I think it's all good now. So I am, like I said, down 3.2 pounds since whatever weird weight I had last week. But I am happy with that. Happy I have new batteries and scale so I can know what I'm doing, because I'm a daily weigher for sure. But it was interesting how impacted I was by that gain last week, or perceived gain, or whatever. It did sort of screw with me, and I did, but, you know, it instigated me to do a couple of things differently, which were good things, like going back to tracking and trying to pick up my exercise on the days that I don't work out with my trainer. So that's all good. So first I want to give a couple shout outs. My probably 3 most favorite pre-oppers, well, one of them's not pre-op anymore, but some of my favorite people are having surgery this week or have had surgery. Dixie Sotherbell VSG had surgery on, I think, Monday, and I saw a post today, I think that her neighbor posted, that said she was recovering and doing well. But then the other 2 who are scheduled to have surgery this week are Betty Lou Who and Xena Warrior VSG, Xena Warrior, I'm not sure. I should look this stuff up before I start talking about it. But Betty Lou Who, I don't think she makes videos that I have seen. If I missed that, somebody please tell me. But she does have a really great blog, and she's very interested. Well, not only she's like super smart and super funny, but she's very interested in the research end of this, which is something that I also have an interest in. So she has a great blog, and I'll put all this information down below. And Lorraine, Xena Warrior, whatever, VSG, whatever, is also an awesome, funny, super smart girl. And they're all getting their surgeries this week. So just wanted to give them a shout out. And wanted to give a shout out to my friend, Leanne, My Big Adventure. She's having a rough time this week, as we all have those weeks. And so just wanted to say I was thinking about her, sending positive thoughts, and hope my comment to slap some sense into her last night wasn't mean. So anyway, that's where I'm at with my shout outs. Had a couple of NSVs this week. I, of course, because I don't like go shopping until the day before I need the clothes. I had an event yesterday, and so Sunday I went shopping. I thought I was going to go to Macy's, but it was too far, and I was like, oh, let me just go to Kohl's and see what I can find. Well, Kohl's plus sizes sucked, and so I was like, ugh, I don't want to drive to Lane Bryant or Macy's. So let me just check out the regular clothes and see if anything fits. So I did find 2 tops that fit that I bought. They were extra larges. And they were a little stretchy, but the only place that they were really tight was my upper arms. But so that was pretty exciting, and it was just like, oh my God, there are so many choices that will soon be opening up to me. I am nowhere near being in, regular sizes all the time. I'm still probably I may be close to an 18 on the bottom, but still mainly a 20. But it was just really cool to be able to buy some clothes in the regular part of the store, and just to see what really cool options there are going to be very soon for me. Last night at my event, I had several people say to me, "Oh, I was looking all over for you. I didn't recognize you. Did you get your hair cut?" I swear to God, 4 people said that to me, and I wanted to slap them. But I just said, because I actually did get my hair cut since I'd seen a lot of these people, I said, sure. Yes, I got my hair cut. That's it. It's not that I've lost a whole entire you. But whatever. It's all good. And then I guess this is an NSV, but I just thought it was so funny. I was thinking of it on the way as I was driving to therapy this afternoon. I was thinking, okay, my appointment was at 1. I had some errands to do. I have training at 6. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to need to eat something in between when I get home and when to go to training so I don't die and I have some energy. And I'm like, okay, what do I have left over? Well, I have so much leftover food in my refrigerator that I realized that I had half a pastrami sandwich from one of the best delis in LA left over from Saturday night. Okay, why is that an NSV? It's not an NSV necessarily that I hadn't already eaten it because, weight loss surgery, that's totally expected. But the NSV was, I totally forgot it was even in there. I never used to forget what food was in the refrigerator. And it would be like, how can I eat those leftovers before someone else does? So I just thought it was really funny that I totally forgot that I had that sandwich in there. But I came home and was going to heat it up and eat it and realized that the top had come off and it was all hard and gross. So it went in the trash like about 60% of all the food that is in the refrigerator, particularly now since my son has moved away. So those are my NSVs for the week. One thing I wanted to just touch on really briefly, because it seems like I said this in my comment to Leanne last night, and I've said it to a lot of people in my personal life who said, you're doing so great. You've lost so much weight. How are you doing it? Can you help me do it? And I say, well, first of all, you can't compare yourself to me if you're not having surgery, because the difference, I've lost a lot of weight before without surgery, but the difference between that and this is it's 2 different continents. So don't compare yourself. But if you want my advice on how you can start losing weight, I will tell you what I did to lose weight and lose the 40 pounds that I did before I had surgery. And that is starting with one habit, one change, and doing that consistently until you feel like you got it. And then you add something else. For me, the first thing when I started my weight loss journey was just tracking my food. I did not even change a thing that I ate. I just tracked it all, because awareness changes things for sure. And then once I had got that down, then I added another thing and another thing and another thing. And really I don't think I ever probably went below 1,800 calories in that 3-month period. I lost 40 pounds. So I'm having to start this up again because I was joking with my therapist that I was really strict with all my habits until I went to Obesity Help, and I saw some of you guys who had who were a little further along in the process, doing all the things that they had basically told me my head would explode if I did, and your heads weren't exploding. So I started doing some of that stuff, and that was probably not a good idea, and probably not what I should have picked up. Probably if I would have gone to more sessions, I might have picked something else up. But anyway, so I'm back to doing this myself. The habit that I'm working on right now is tracking. I started doing that last week. I did not do it every day, so I am nowhere near ready to move on to another habit, but picking it up, doing it again until I have it solidly. And it was really, I thought I had in my head the amount of calories I was eating, the amount of protein I was getting, and what I found was I was wrong. Gee, shocking, surprise. I was not... some days I was not getting enough calories in. Some days I was not, definitely not getting enough protein in. I mean, I think that was the big thing. I've added back in a protein shake a day just to make sure that I do that. And, you know, on maybe one day, I don't think I ever went over, I'm usually right around 850 calories. I don't think I've gotten to 1,000 calories since I've had weight loss surgery, but there was a day that I was pretty close, and I would not have thought that. I would have thought that I was not there. So anyway, tracking's my habit of the week. If you guys want to change one thing and change it until you have it down really solidly and you want to post what it is in the comments, I would love to support you in that. I use a website called chains.cc where you can put down different activities that you want to do, and each day you do it, you just sort of click it off and you build up this long base. Of course, MyFitnessPal does that too. I was at like 150 days or something when I stopped doing it, and now I'm back to 0. But hey, anyway, but there are a lot of other habits that you don't have something that does that. So it's a cool tool. I'll put the link down below. So I just want to talk about that. Okay, the next thing that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to do a short video, a separate video about this right after I record this one, is one of the things that I have noticed is that we have a ton of information in the weight loss surgery YouTube community about what to eat, how to exercise, food hauls, clothes hauls, vitamins, this, that, the other, but we do not have a whole lot going on that deals with sort of our emotions and the emotions that got us here in the first place. So what I was thinking that I would like to do is I'm going to start a weight loss surgery book group. What I was thinking we could do is have a book a month. I'm going to say what the first 2 books are for the first 2 months, but then everybody can make suggestions and we can vote. There'll be a Facebook group where we can talk about it as we're going. I've set up a YouTube channel. All that information is below. There's nothing on it. I mean, I just did it really quickly right before I started recording this video, where people could submit their videos about the book throughout the month. And then at the end of the month, we could do a Google Hangout that we could broadcast with the people who were interested, who wanted to talk about the book. So I'm calling the book Feed Your Soul. And I'm sort of looking at it as books, whether fiction or nonfiction, that kind of address sort of the emotional, and I'll say in quotations, spiritual aspects of being obese and the weight loss surgery journey. I want to say spiritual in quotes because I'm not talking about religious. The actual first definition of spiritual, when you look it up, because I did before I did this video, because I wanted to be sure I was right. So soul, basically the definition of soul is your essence, you know, of who you are. And I think through our eating, we have dampened down that soul to an incredible degree for a lot of different reasons. So I'm calling it Feed Your Soul, Weight Loss Surgery Book Group. Oh, I forgot. The definition of spirituality. The first definition, the second one has to do with religion. But the first one, when I looked it up online, was affecting the human spirit or soul. So that's the kind of books I'm talking about. Not all, like one of the books, well, actually, both of the books that I'm going to pick for the first 2 months are nonfiction, but I can think of fiction books that could be part of this, like Wally Lamb's She's Come Undone. That could be interesting. But the 2 books that I want to start with are nonfiction. The first one is Daring Greatly. It's a book I mentioned, I think, in my 2 weeks ago, week 23 video by Brene Brown. So that's the book that we can do for October. And in November, the book is called, what's it called? It's called Not That Kind of Girl. And this is a book of essays by Lena Dunham. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. Probably everybody's familiar with her. She is the creator of the show Girls. This, I'm assuming, I haven't read it yet. I have it on my Kindle, but I heard her interviewed on Fresh Air. This one probably has some racy stuff. So if you're, I mean, it probably talks a lot about sex. But one of the things she said in the interview that I thought was really interesting and would relate to this particular group is she was talking about the flexibility that overweight girls and women have as they approach their relationships with men and their sexual relationships with men. And I don't think she wasn't talking about doing the splits flexibility, but just this kind of sense of, you know, I'm open to anything, I'll do anything because you're paying attention to me. So I know that's something that I've dealt with over the years. And so I just thought it would probably be a good book. I will read it before November comes, and if I don't think it is, I'll change it. But so anyway, I encourage you to sign up for the Facebook group. It's a closed group. I think you can just sign up for it. If you can't, just PM me and I'll add you to the group, and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, there's nothing on the YouTube channel. I'll do an introduction video probably maybe later tonight or tomorrow. But I would love to have you there participating in this. I think it's something that's really needed. And I hope that you will forward the short little video that I'm going to do about the group to others in the weight loss surgery community. Anyway, Jesus Christ, you'd think I had been drinking. Anyway, everybody, have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.